What is good? Fuck, good. Everyone. Shoobs here. This is so scuffed. I just want to note that this keyboard was sent over for a honest review, but I was not paid for this review in any way. What is good, everyone? Shoobs here. I thought we were done with keyboard reviews, but I guess not. Well, today we have something that a lot of people have been requesting, but also something that is finally budget compared to the keyboards that I've been taking a look at for the last few weeks or so. Coming in at around 149 buckaroos for the bare bones version. Not everyone has hundreds of dollars to spend on a keyboard, and a lot of people are actually financially responsible and smart, unlike a certain somebody. Couldn't be me. I should have stopped at the fucking Corsair. But anyways, today we have the Keychron Q2 for review, the newest addition to the Keychron line of more enthusiast-centered mechanical keyboards. This is essentially a 65% version of the original Keychron Q1. Go check out my video on that if you haven't watched it, with some changes, besides of course being a smaller form factor. So looking at the box, we see that we have the knob version, as well as all the features that it has and the available color options as well, with the colors being black, gray, and blue. As for the keyboard's features, it's a 65%, uses the same gasket mount design as the Keychron Q1, and is also QMK and VIA compatible with PCB mounted screw and stabs. Very good. Well, basically everything you're really looking for in a more enthusiast sort of keyboard. Okay, opening it up, we see So with this open, we see our familiar accessories with the cable and the extra screws and whatnot. Okay, this one does not smell bad. That passes the very first test. It actually smells pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. We also get a hot swap warning card as well as a user manual and all that shit. We don't need that, so we're just gonna eat it. Yeet. Well, here is the board itself. I was sent the bare bones version. The blue anode looks pretty nice actually. This is the blue color with the knob. I haven't had a knob on my keyboard in actually quite a while, and it looks to have the same amount of flexiness as the Keychron Q1 did, but there are some additions to this that sort of makes it less painy, which we're going to check out. So looking at the internals of the board, there is this real thin piece of foam with this weird sort of plastic underneath. I'm just guessing it is to fill the space or cover up some areas where some hollowness might be, and I think it does a pretty damn good job. In terms of the actual mounting system, exactly the same as the Keychron Q1, with the gaskets sitting in between the top and bottom case, allows for that flexibility, and a daughter board as well. The stabs actually seem pretty damn good, so we're actually gonna try it out with the stock stabs. If not, I'm gonna have to fix them up, but let's get with the build. This is probably one of the easiest reviews I've done in a while. I don't actually have to like fucking assemble everything. It's actually so easy. Yes, feels good, man. Welcome to another episode of Shoobs Talks without a fucking script. This is probably the shortest fucking segment to date. There's literally like 5 seconds left. That was it. See you guys later. So here is the board. Looks pretty good, going with the same exact design language as the Q1. Very simple. Put GMK 8008 on it because it was the only set that was currently not mounted. But yeah, let's get to the sound test. So, what do I think of the board? It's alright. Keychron was able to get rid of a lot of the stock sort of painess and hollowness that was apparent on the original Q1, but overall I think that the sound was dampened quite a bit compared to that, and I sort of prefer the more open sound of the Q1 a bit more. I thought it made it quite unique, but this board is not bad if you like the more dampened and muted sound, but this sort of sound signature is quite common. In terms of the Keychron Q2 for the typing feel, it's still very nice. It's quite identical to the Q1 with its softer gasket implementation, allowing for more flex, but the bottoming out is a bit more harsh with the new steel plate. I think the aluminum was a better option as a standard plate, but maybe the steel is to combat the hollowness a bit. But overall, I think out of the sort of entry boards such as the KBD67 Lite and GMMK Pro, this board has a much more flexible typing experience that I like. But compared to the new EK68 Aurora, this board is still pretty stiff. Also, before we go into the cons, I just want to say that the stock stabs on this board is actually pretty god tier. I think this is probably one of the best stock stabs I've tried, and honestly I don't really see the need to do much work on them besides lubing the housing and stem if you want a smoother key press, but yeah, these are very impressive. Now the cons of the board. My biggest con and my only real con for the board is that it's nothing really new. This board is pretty boring. It's definitely not a bad board, it's actually really good. It is essentially the Q1 with less hollowness but with a more muted sound in a smaller package. However, it doesn't do anything really unique. It's not overly bouncy like the EK68 Aurora, and the sound profile is pretty boring to say the least. Overall though, I think that this board is absolutely fantastic for people that want to dip their toes into the hobby, or just simply want a small form factor keyboard that is very nice without any hassle. With the stock stabs being so fucking good and the Gateron Pro switches being part of the fully assembled kit, this might be one of, or if not the best pre-built keyboard on the market. Additionally, this board is probably one of the most hassle-free keyboards that I've ever built, and it's really easy to mod. And honestly, you don't really need to mod it at all with how good everything is just stock. Just throw in some switches and you're honestly ready to go. I have to say that this board simply wasn't the craziest or most unique budget board I have tried, but overall it is a very solid board. And for those that really don't want to dive super deep into this cursed hobby and would like a very solid keyboard just stock, or someone that is just too lazy to do anything to their keyboard, honestly this is probably the best board out there right now, and it would get a solid recommendation for me. However, if you want something more unique, something more fun, and have other budget boards, this isn't really going to be your best option. And honestly, if you have any other keyboard right now, such as the KBD67 Lite or the GMMK Pro, I don't think it is really worth getting this one as well. But for those without any keyboard, this is a pretty damn good option. Anyways guys, thank you guys so much for watching the video till the end and all the support like always. We hit 76k subscribers. That's crazy. Appreciate every one of you. More budget videos or budget reviews on the way soon, and more videos on the way soon. I'll catch you guys in the next one.